Hello everyone! I've had this idea for a while to turn a bunch of scripts into a nice C# plugin with just a few buttons. The best solution will be and everything would happen in one WPF window. Let me quickly tell you what this plugin can do. It's split into two parts. Let's open it up. The first part is all about making things inside rooms. We can make floors, and it knows how to cut outdoors on the side of the wall, in the middle, or on the outside of the wall. We'll pick the type from a drop-down menu, choosing from what in your project. We can do the same for ceilings, but here you can set how high you want them. We can also pick the type for the walls in the room and set how far they are from the ceiling, from the outside. You can make them go up or down a bit, or just leave them touching the ceiling. Next, we have a list for picking baseboards or skirtings. These are actually in our walls category. We make them along the edge on the main or finishing wall. We can make walls and then skirtings appear inside. For skirtings you just set how tall they are, usually at 100 mm. A cool thing about making skirtings is that it stops them at doors, so we get a better idea of how long they really are. The second part of the plugin has set values for geometry, and this box here puts all the info about the finishes into a final list, using what it finds in the rooms and making a big list in the rooms category. Now let's see how it works in real life. Before calling the plugin, we select a room. We'll start with the lobby, then call our finishing plugin. For the door cut value, we'll set it to outermost wall boundary. The floor in this room will be a dark wooden deck. The ceiling will be an acoustic popcorn ceiling. Walls will be blue paint covering. And for skirtings we will use desk. Height 2800 mm. Offset will be 100 as usual. Now we start to generate. As we can see, correct values have been generated for the lobby room. Particularly the wall height is 100 mm above the ceiling limits. Skirtings have created gaps in areas with doors. The floor cutting is also along the outer wall boundaries, which is that we requested from the plugin. Let's move on to the living room. Floors this time will be wooden light laminate. Ceiling type is the same as the previous. Walls paint white satin medium, and skirtings also is a desk. Ceiling height is 2.8 meters. This value will be by default. We click generate and check if everything has been processed correctly. The walls are equal in height to the ceilings, and this is the correct result. Room separation line have been ignored and walls have not been formed there. Door cuts in the floor is set to the room boundary. There are gaps in the skirtings where doors are inserted, and windows have been ignored in the finishing. Moving forward, we'll gradually increase the scope. Now we'll select multiple rooms at once where the finishing is the same. We are selecting technical and kitchen. We call our plugin again. For floors we choose the white tile option. Ceilings, this time will be a lated ceiling. We'll make the wall blue paint covering. For skirtings we'll use the same disk. We leave all numerical values. We click generate. Let's take a look at what was generated this time. Both rooms have wall extended to the same level, which is at the same height as the ceilings. Floors boundaries are inside the rooms, and in the areas with room separators no walls were created. Next on our list are the bathrooms. Let's select them. We launch the plugin again. Here we have a floor with blue tiles, lated ceiling, the walls are also tiled, 2.8 meters in height, offset, well, let's make it 100 millimeters. Generate. Let's see what we got. Seems like everything we asked for. Generated finishings have been created for 2 rooms. Now we are left with the last 2 rooms in the apartment. These are the bedrooms. This is the final iteration for creating geometry. We close the plugin again, selecting wooden floors, acoustic ceilings, white walls, and for the skirting we are back to using disk. We put generate. Without any exception we have generated all the geometry we intended to. We are moving on to the second part, which is calculating all the finishing into a general schedule. In the first column we have our room numbers. Next comes the description of ceiling layers, then the ceiling height and its area, description of wall layers and their area, separate columns for structural column finishing, also with area, a column for skirtings and their lengths. Floors, layers and their areas are also here. Now we are going to do one important thing. In the living room we will copy the floor instance, make a different sketch and change the type. In the same room we will change the wall type to another one. Now we will run the plugin for calculation of finishing layers in the final schedule. The first checkbox option writes room data inside each geometry instance, such as room numbers and names. The second checkbox writes all geometry data into the rooms. After using the plugin, we got details about all finishings in each room. This includes what materials were used and how much of each. The plugin also shows if a room has different types of finishing. It lists each type separately. It even counts the finishing on columns as its own thing. I hope you found this video interesting. If you liked my solution, please show your support with a like, share the video or leave a comment. All of these would be helpful. Also, if you need to use this plugin in your organization, feel free to contact me. I'm completely open to collaboration. Thank you for watching and goodbye.